Hello, everyone, and welcome to our first Spooktober Halloween special adventure, Darkly Dreaming Paris, powered by Modern Age. My name's Alex, and tonight I'll be the conductor of the trauma train. In more words than it should be, probably. Thank you for joining us. As I said, we are playing Modern Age tonight, which is a version of the Age system produced by Green Running Publishing, which is a 3D6 system that uses the Age engine's spectacular stunt system. We'll get into that as we're going along. I have a couple of very brave heroes here today signed up for something real bad. Just let everybody know, this is not our usual fare. This is a horror game, and as such, it does come with a content warning. In no particular order, you may see things that mention mass murder, blasphemy, treachery, child endangerment, gore, and adultery. Yeah, it's going to be great. It's going to be a lot of fun. There are also Nazis in this scenario, which comes along with some of its own baggage. Just be aware of that. Anything that is said as an NPC does not reflect the beliefs or values of the players or game masters of our network. Say hi, heroes.
Hi, heroes.
Hi, heroes.
Everybody looks nervous, and I'm here for it. Also, everybody's on the wrong window, so let me go fix that real quick.
I was just, you beat me to it.
We were all just gonna go with it, I think.
That's fair. I'm going to put everybody in the right windows, but as I do that, I want to give everybody a chance to introduce themselves, say hello, and plug anything. Tell us a little bit about the character they will be playing, and have them plug anything they want to plug. Starting with Wiki to my right.
Oh, yay, I love going first. I don't love going first. Hi, I'm Wiki. You can usually find me here on Tuesday nights as the game master for our Magical Girls Gemstars program. Tonight, however, I will be playing Josephine Dubois, and she is the very model of perfection, and I am terrified of everything that is about to happen. Jonesy?
Hi, everybody. Welcome. I'm Jonesy. I am usually found here on Monday nights playing Flynn in our Starhaven Mutants and Masterminds game. Tonight, I will be playing a member of the French Resistance by the name of Carson. He is an Irish transplant, now currently in France, having got stuck here as the war broke out. So he might like letting off steam a little too much, but we'll see how that goes. With that, I will kick it over to Rachel.
Me? All right. Well, hi. This is my first time ever. So bear with me because I don't know what I'm doing. Tonight I'm going to be playing the guide who's been living in the catacombs. So this is going to be fun.
And the Deuce.
Hey, I'm the Deuce, occasional guest of the show, playing Yasha Roshina, a Russian immigrant who has attached himself to the French Communist Party and has ended up in France and is still here for better or for worse, but just a big teddy bear. Nicest guy you could ever hope to meet. Nothing wrong whatsoever. I promise, comrade. And we'll see how long I keep that lie going. Back to Alex.
Yes, I'm Alex. I'm usually here on Monday nights as the game master for Guardians of Haven, and I do all sorts of other stuff around the network. It's great. But without further ado, I think we are good to go ahead and get started. We open on Paris, 1942, a city that is in the throes of Nazi occupation. There are curfews in place for the ordinary citizens of the city. There are Gestapo checkpoints all around, and our heroes, as we dive in, as members of the French Resistance, are on their way to a meetup with their contact, Marcel Brousseau. They have been working for Marcel for the last few months as part of an elite hatchet squad, Brousseau's brigade. They are not brought in for black market smuggling or rescue operations. They're called when somebody and all their friends need to be killed. These are the toughest of the tough, and they are the ones who are chosen when it's something very important to be done. We join as each member of the group is coming down into a wine cellar underneath an old tavern called the Fromage, the cheese, as they head on down into the rickety, sort of hidden wine cellar. Jonesy, you were there first. Why don't you tell us a little bit about who Carson is and how he is making his appearance down here in this dingy cellar?
So, given that it's Carson is currently he is in the basement. He's got several empty pint glasses near him, and a couple more full ones near him. He is currently wearing some military style fatigue pants, a black turtleneck, and a brown leather bomber style jacket. He's got and his hands are kind of like resting on his, kind of sulking over his beer, and he's sitting there waiting for everyone else to show up. He's got red hair and kind of a closely cropped beard.
Alex, we can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Awesome.
Good.
In the internet, grand. But Carson, you've been sitting there for a little bit when Yasha comes into the room. Kevin, tell us a little bit about Yasha.
Yasha's a large bear of a man who will shoulder his way through the doors with a big grin and a smile as he looks around, happy with the choice of decor. He ambles his way up to the bar to ask for alcohol of whatever sort and in big cup. Instead of a very amicable smile, but broad hands, broad shoulders, wearing a large coat that's probably a little too much for the season and the weather, but he doesn't seem to mind, and a big burly beard and a smile. When she finally gets something to drink, he'll nod to the gentleman who's here and take a big old gulp, and then mourn over the fact that that's a little less he has to drink.
It's too bad. After a few minutes, then Josephine enters the room. Wiki, tell us a little bit about Josephine.
Josephine is actually kind of a petite woman. She's dressed very sort of stereotypically noir, a very Carmen Sandiego, but in black. She looks very much the reporter that she used to be. It's a habit she hasn't quite shaken off. And she enters quietly and finds a corner and just keeps an eye on things.
Excellent. Thank you, Andy. I will turn my microphone up, or I'll tone my voice up. We'll see what happens. And then, last but not least, Naomi walks in. Rachel, tell us a little bit about who Naomi is, how she's carrying herself, what she looks like, what she's wearing.
So Naomi is super tiny, like 5'2", small. She uses this to her advantage. She likes to hide, and she's fast. She's very uncomfortable right now because she is around people and she's used to being underground. She feels very exposed. So she is sticking to the walls and is very suspicious of every single person in this room, especially the other one who's eyeballing everyone else.
And the partisan who is manning the bar looks at all of you and says, Marcel will be here in just a few moments. Entertain yourselves until he gets here. And goes back to serving drinks.
Don't you all know Marcel?
No, I'm not Marcel. I'm...
No. You all know him. Apparently not. Just me. Okay. I'll take the bottle.
The little bartender will put the bottle up for you, Yasha.
You good man.
I don't know about that, but I'm happy to help.
I will take a large drink and sing poorly to myself.
You singing anything in
So-
particular?
If only I knew Russian folk songs, that would be great, but you got me.
Ah,
The character knows more than the player.
Mm-hmm.
So Josephine specifically wants to know just how drunk Carson is tonight. So she's gonna wander up to him, just sit down next to him. How are you doing?
I'm here.
How many is that?
Not that many. I mean, it is French alcohol, so I mean,
That's insulting.
well, like I said, it is French alcohol, so yeah.
She'll order some red wine and just wait.
Excellent. Naomi, are you doing anything? Or are you just giving everybody a dirty look?
I'm giving everyone a dirty look. And I'm too young to drink, so.
Not in France, you're not.
No, not France,
I
not
was
World War II.
18.
Not in
I thought it was
1942.
Oh, well, she doesn't trust anyone here to drink.
Oh, okay. Also, you're a criminal.
Yeah. I just picture this tiny teenager hiding under a table with a little.
Well, after a few moments, there is an opening at the door, and Marcel enters. He is sort of a very lean, chisel-faced man with sort of a suspicious air about him. He wears a hat low over his brow. He sees all of you, and he sort of nods and gestures for the back room, and he'll make his way over there and open the door. He's carrying what looks like a map case under his arm, and he has a submachine gun slung on the other side.
The best part about getting the bottle is it can go with you. So me and my glass pop on up, big old smile, and waddle my way towards the back.
I will follow.
I'm not convinced Yasa's not playing Honey Heist.
You didn't say that wasn't an option.
Might be a little dark for Honey Heist.
I still believe in love.
Honey Heresy. Anyway. But yeah, Marcel will go in and he'll gesture for you all to follow him.
Fine. Grab my alcohol.
All 4 bottles of it.
And when he enters in, he will dramatically sweep everything off of the table in this room and roll the map out.
Look at my discarded glass, sadly.
And he'll say, I have found a rare opportunity for us, and I fear that time is of the essence. And he rolls out. This map appears to be a couple hundred years old and depicts a cathedral on the west end of Paris. Some of you have seen this cathedral in passing, especially Josephine, and I'll say Naomi has also come across this cathedral in the past. Not quite as big as Notre Dame, but it is sort of a smaller, slightly less grand religious building. He says that this is St. Raphael's Cathedral on the west end of town, and I believe that the Nazis think they have found something worth stealing under this temple. Under this church. He wouldn't say temple. And you see on the map there are some annotations, some handwritten notes, and he says these notes belong to Nicholas Flamel, who is the creator of the Philosopher's Stone. A mystical artifact said to grant the user the abilities of immortality and transmutation. Ordinarily, I would chalk this up to an urban myth, but if the Germans are looking for it as hard as they are, they have to be looking for something. I want the 4 of you to go to this church, clear out the Germans at that checkpoint, and make your way into the catacombs around here until you can find Nicholas Flamel's tomb within the catacombs. The stone should be buried somewhere down there.
You want us to chase a fairy tale?
He wants us to rob a grave.
Yes, but by chasing a fairy tale. Okay, sure.
If it helps, Josephine, your old friend Mark is in charge of this investigation. And Carson, your old friend Mark as well. Killing him is just an added benefit of stopping them from getting whatever they're looking for. I wouldn't ordinarily put stock into something like a rumor like this, but the Gestapo recently brought in reinforcements from the Ahnenerbe, Hitler's occult squad, and they found things in other places, so it's possible that this is real. If not, we get to kill a high-ranking German officer in town.
Lead with the good stuff.
When do we start?
Right away.
Supplies?
You'll have access to your regular supplies and anything else that you can requisition.
All right.
It'll be fine. We go to find empty tomb. We bring back what we don't find. It's okay.
Any other questions?
I think we're good.
Do we
Not
have
for me.
any people on the inside? Is there anyone who's off limits?
None of the Germans there are off limits.
Okay.
And if any citizens get caught up as collateral damage, that's collateral damage. Sorry, dommage collateral.
Well, let's go find us a fairy tale.
Ah.
And I will head to wherever the standard operating, to get supplies and whatnots.
Excellent. Naomi, before you leave, Marcel asks to speak to you individually. And you might be on mute, Rachel. Oh, I saw your mouth move, but I didn't hear any noise come out. Maybe it's me.
Now.
Oh, now I can hear you.
There we go.
That's weird. Okay.
Take one last good look at the map, nod, and give him some privacy.
He'll say you can take the map with you. It's of no use to me.
Okay then, roll up the map.
What do we know about this church?
I'll tell you in just a second. Naomi, Marcel looks at you. He gives you sort of a severe look, and he says that the catacombs near this church are where your sister went missing. I don't want that to be an issue
Okay.
for you.
I've dealt with worse, I suppose.
They're going to need your help.
I'll be familiar with that area. So
Yes.
great.
And I trust these 3 operatives.
Are you sure?
Yes. Each of them has done reprehensible things for the cause of Parisian freedom.
If you say so.
And he sort of nods and beckons for you to join the group. Jonesy did ask, what do we know about this church? Jonesy, if you can give me an intelligence history check.
I do not have that, so it's going to be straight intelligence for me. I got a 14 total.
With a 14, what you know about St. Raphael's Cathedral is that it was built in the late 1600s. It has been sort of a seat of one of the dioceses of Paris on the west end of town. So far, that part of the city has seen the least damage from the Germans. A lot of the Germans who are occupying the city live over on that side of the town, and any of the ones who happen to be religious instead of atheist do tend to frequent that cathedral. The bishop of that cathedral, Bishop Pierre Renoir, is a Nazi sympathizer.
Denomination?
Catholic. Also, hello, the GMC. Thanks for spending some time with us tonight. It is one of those big Gothic cathedrals. It's has a 20 to 30 foot tall spire. There's a long running back of the cathedral built in that same sort of Notre Dame style of building.
So this is an operating cathedral.
It is an operating cathedral, yes. Okay. It would not be operating this time of night on a weekday, but it's possible that there will still be figures around, at least groundskeepers.
Possibly a priest
Possibly.
who needs to no longer be among the living.
And you will have to get through a German checkpoint to get to that part of town. Either through deception or blowing it the fuck up, or
I was going to say, or bullets, or
kindly worded letters, thoughts and
Here we
prayers,
go.
whatever method you want to use to get past.
Yeah.
Everybody change your social media page. Hey, Flash Shark, it's good to see you too.
All right. How do we want to start?
First,
We
we
have to go
get
through
there.
this checkpoint.
What the little one said.
Yeah, you'll have to either go through a checkpoint or you'll have to find somewhere in the River Seine that you'll be able to cross over without being noticed.
Do we have access to papers?
You can with a resource text. Let me look up in the book how to do a resource test real quick, unless Jonesy knows how to do that off the top of his head. Resources. The resource test is a 3d6 plus resources score versus the cost, the purchasing target number. So whoever wants to make a resource check, you can go ahead and give me a 3d6 plus your resource, which should be at the top of your character sheet.
Yeah, so if you just click the name, if you hover over resources, it should turn red and you should just really click on it. So the options, I see it.
I think did I roll? Did it roll?
You did,
It
and
did.
you got a 21 with 5 stunt points. Because Josephine's rich, y'all.
I also know where to get stuff.
Yes, you also know where to get stuff. I think that can be a general exploration stunt. If you want to look and see if there's any stunts you want to use.
One of them cuts the time in half. So,
One of them makes
while
it
we're
free.
while we're doing that, I mean, the options are we get some fake papers and use the papers across, which might be risky even if even if we have them because of the time of day it is, because there is a curfew in place.
There is
we can try. We can try to sneak across town, or we can try to go under.
I was thinking we could try to go under. I mean, I know my way around the underground.
So, we can hop through some sewers, make our way past the checkpoint, and then pop back up. It's one option.
I mean, the less chance of getting caught, the better. But do you feel very
Honestly.
confident going through sewer?
I'm just saying that's an option. I think there's less chance that we'll run into any Nazis in the sewer, but there is the risk of taking longer because we get turned around. There's the risk of taking longer because we get lost. Get something else might be down there, because more than a few of the less noble of the resistance fighters, the ones who are more out for themselves as opposed to out to defeat the Nazis, might be camped out down there as well. So
It'll be quieter. We won't have to worry about them being on guard as much if we don't walk through or cause a ruckus, yes?
It'll also be darker. Harder to see us.
If it sways you in any way, Josephine is able to secure papers for each of you.
I think the papers will be useful no matter what, especially if we get caught.
Or we have to leave quickly.
I'm just throwing it out there. I mean, obviously, I'm going to listen.
I will use the stunt points to make it take the least amount of time as possible.
Okay. You just happen to have these papers with you.
Yeah, I'm always prepared.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a reporter and a Boy Scout.
So, I mean, we can, like I said, try to make our way across town, and then if we get caught, we have papers, so we can say, well, let me rephrase. Josephine can then try to bluff past any guards we might get caught by. Now that doesn't work, we can shoot them. But I know that the minute if I get caught, even with my papers, I'm gonna get questioned because, well, I'm not French, so why am I here? Why am I out this late?
I mean, I'm not French either, but little one, if you can get us through the sewer, I say we try. Sounds good, Naomi.
Can I
Okay.
have access to one of those special rings?
Yes.
Cool. Goes along with my special talent. It's fine.
He wasn't a very good illusionist.
And yes, as
Anybody can
Carson
get started
said, if we get caught, we try papers. And if that doesn't work, we try bullets. It's 3 plans is good.
That's plans in plans in plans.
Well, if we're going through the sewers, and she takes off her coat, flips it inside out, and puts it back on, and the inside of it's all like a rain slicker. It's like prepared to go through the sewer.
That is resourceful. I could use one of those. I want one of those. Where did you get that?
Well, a while ago when the Nazis weren't here, I bought it in a store.
The Nazis have been here for so long that feels fake to you, Naomi.
Yeah.
We all know you got it off of someone.
Never understand Russian fashion. All plastic on inside.
Excellent. Okay, so
So is there any other gear that we need to grab? Team?
yeah, and I'll let
I mean-
Josephine's 21 carry over if you guys need any other resources on your way out.
The basics. Flashlights would be good. Rope. You could always use rope.
That's
Crowbar.
right. The veteran was the only one that had rope in their kit. Whoops.
Yeah.
Just enough rope to hang ourselves with.
And
Whatever.
are we gonna need any tools to get into this grave that we're digging up?
We should probably grab lock picks, and if we have access to them, and then possibly a crowbar.
Crowbar, yes.
Or lockpicks. Explosives?
Yeah.
Handy, although potentially problematic.
Oh, I thought you meant you were asking if I had any, and the answer is yes.
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna grab a grenade. Just put that in my pocket.
Perfect. You can definitely put a grenade in your pocket for later.
Um,
This is a special tool we'll use later.
and a couple bottles of alcohol.
You extra
Oh.
blades.
And just some rags. I will pass those to Carson. In case we need to not drink it.
That's actually what I was going to grab, the 6-pack of alcohol, not because I meant.
This is the
Not
grain alcohol, not the wine.
Which reminds me, do we have a do we have a lighter?
Duh.
Okay.
And does anyone need, and anyone does anyone have the ability to actually use a first aid kit?
I don't think so.
Okay. Nope. Didn't think so
We-
either, but
We all do, just not very well.
Yeah. Grab one just in case.
Just put your fingers in it.
so I'm gonna grab a small duffel a satchel and fill this gear in.
Excellent.
So the rags, the first aid kit, that kind of stuff.
Rope.
Rope is good. Is anybody getting a pickaxe or anything like that? Shovel?
Oh, yeah. I'll bet we can get one of those little collapsible shovels for trench digging.
Yeah, a trenching tool.
Yeah.
That's a knife, a club, and a shovel all in one.
Woohoo!
Awesome.
We're good. We're good at this. We know
Rachel,
what
were
we're
you
doing.
Rachel, were you trying to get something on the sly with your resources check?
No, did I check something?
Oh, you clicked resources and it popped up with a 9.
My hands are right here.
Oh, I don't know. Also, somebody disappeared.
Where did the Russian go? I knew he was slippery.
He should be back in a second.
Those squirrely Russians.
Can't trust him.
Poor judgment, Marcel.
Mm-hmm. I will fix the faces when Deuce gets back because it's in vain if I fix the faces now.
No. Yep.
All right, so
Okay.
we have a plan. You guys want to try to find a sewer access, move through underground, and you have the papers as backup.
Yep.
We have our equipment. So
Yep.
I think we're good to
Do-
make our attempts. Oh, go ahead, Wiki.
Did walkie-talkies exist in 1942?
Not walkie-talkies, no.
Okay.
Radios did.
They were more like
they were like
satellite phone kind of
backpacks.
things.
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
That was for the army more than a regular usage.
Okay. Just checking.
You can have a flare gun if you think that would be helpful.
No. If I need a flare, I've got a grenade.
If I need a flare, it's too late.
Exactly. If I need a flare, I've got a grenade.
Yeah, if I need a flare, I'm already going where my sister went. So
Oh, Deuce is back. I had to let him in. Whoops.
It's just been there. Let me in.
Hey! Since Deuce was the last one out, I put everybody back in the right spot. Heck yeah.
Sorry, blacked out from too much alcohol. I'm back.
Welcome,
Who
welcome.
do you think you are, Carson?
We have drinking contest. Best part: Parisian drinks so watered down you can drink so much.
Both of the foreigners are dunking on French alcohol.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've noticed.
I mean, if you want, I'll put the piece of fruit in vodka. It tastes just the same to you. It will be great.
I'm sorry that we don't drink turpentine.
I accept your apology.
I'm sorry,
and thank
we
you
have
for
taste.
understanding this.
Can we just go kill some Nazis now, please?
Duh.
You know those big cucumber water things that are in bougie offices? I'm imagining that with a big bottle of vodka.
high maintenance bunch of y'all.
All right, so y'all are heading off into the city. I would like stealth checks from everybody. Dexterity bracket stealth checks from everybody.
You say that like I actually have that focus.
Yeah, like any of us do,
Oh, you'd
except
be
maybe the
surprised.
small person.
The big Russian bear
Uh-huh.
might.
So Rachel, it'll be dexterity on the left side of the sheet, and then you have stealth as a focus. So if you click on the word stealth, it should roll it with your focus bonus.
See, I don't see stealth here.
Let me go make sure it's on there. Hopefully I didn't mess it up when I was putting the character sheet in. Because you are very good at being sneaky.
That's what I assumed, but I'm not seeing it as an option here.
I forgot to put it in there. That's my bad.
Looking, Alex.
I'm doing my best
Alan?
out here, y'all.
Alex, I will use my talent because I believe I can do better than a 13.
Okay. I just gave you the focus dexterity, Rachel. That's not helpful.
I see that.
Stealth. There you go.
There we go. Okay, so do I click on that? Is that
Yep.
how this works?
Yep, and then it should roll. This won't generate any stunt points, but Naomi has an 18, Yasha has a 15, Carson has a 10, and Josephine has a 15. So the group is moving pretty stealthily through Paris. You are able to avoid any check-ins with the Gestapo or anyone. And you are free to slither on down into the sewers.
Yeah. Group, you mean everyone but Carson who they're keeping in line. Like 10.
Naomi, you're the guide, so I think this calls for a perception tracking test to lead everybody through the sewer to the right part of Paris.
Okay, and I click tracking to roll, correct?
Yes, yep.
Okay.
Oh, hi, Jupe. Thank you for hanging out a couple of biddies. We appreciate that.
Woot woot.
Whoop!
Welcome to the trauma train.
That's an 18, Rachel, so that's perfect. You've been down in this part of the sewer before. You know sort of how to get around down here, so you are able to lead the group through this. Do you want to narrate sort of what that looks like?
Shit.
There is that.
Yes. It's wet, it's dank, it smells. It's gonna suck. We're walking through the sewer and you hear the little clacks of rats scurrying around as you kick through sewer water. You're gonna see a couple of old guys that have been hanging out to the left. Just leave them be. You don't look at them, they won't look at you. And I don't know what else.
No, that's good. That's good. It takes about an hour of navigation, and as Rachel mentioned, it is smelly. It is degrading. It is very unfortunate being down here. However, as you do pass into the western portion of Paris, you do hear a large sort of mechanical noise ahead that's disturbing some of the dust of the ceiling. So you think that you may have lucked out and avoided an encounter with some sort of German armor piece. So that's exciting. And Naomi, you're able to head up to a manhole and push out on the outskirts of this church. You do see it is a tall spired building of Gothic architecture. You do see that they have a swastika flag hanging from the front of the spire. That seems to be eclipsing the cross on the front of it. There are several spotlights up in the air, and you do see that there is a new barbed wire fence that wasn't here the last time you were here. You also see there are a number of German dudes walking around with submachine guns, as well as a construction crew down in the bowels of the cemetery of the church, seemingly digging up a big hole. I will move us over to a map.
A map, a map.
Oh, no, a map.
I did not prepare a Roll20 overlay for the folks at home, so just imagine a big church map with a graveyard. Or I can actually share it. I'll share it in the public Discord what the map looks like.
And where are we currently?
You are over in the top left corner.
I see us.
And again, I don't have individual character art for these characters because that's expensive and we're only using them once.
It's fine.
But you do have a Y for Yasha, J for Josephine, N for Naomi, and C for Carson. Or red dot for Yasha, blue dot for Josephine, orange dot for Naomi, purple dot for Carson.
So as we come up out of the sewers, I'm going to be like, I am really glad to be out of there. That smells almost as bad as Yasha's socks.
Oh, I didn't know I still had socks. I'll need to fix that. Duh.
Have a good night, Jupe. Thanks for stopping by and throwing money at our faces.
Carson's drunk again. He's just wandering all over the map.
I'm having all sorts of issues with the map jumping and flipping and twitching on my screen for some reason.
That's weird.
Roll20. Yeah, I can't.
Where here is the construction site?
It seems to be down here in the this sort of sunken crypt area. There's ladders going down into a big hole that they've dug up, and if I can find a bulldozer, I'll add a bulldozer to the screen. And all of those S's are Nazi soldiers wandering around.
Is the spot we're talking about where I'm pinging?
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
And I'm gonna drop a bulldozer if I can. It's up to Roll20 if I can give you a bulldozer or not.
I am going to ask Naomi if there are any tunnels underneath the cathedral itself.
Yes. Of course there are.
Should be a reliquary underneath the cathedral as well.
Because I feel like it might be easier if we beat them to it from underneath.
Well, do we have any idea where exactly in the church this thing is?
No, you just know that they started digging around down here looking for the tomb of Nicholas Flamel.
Okay. Do we have any knowledge of this tomb?
Pull out the map and see if there's anything in the notes that were written.
Give me an intelligence investigation or a perception investigation test. So if you don't have investigation, it's either an intelligence or a perception test. Or if you have investigation as a focus, you just click on investigation.
I'm just gonna hope no one notices I have the map upside down.
Yasha rolls a 3.
I got an 8.
He rolls an 8.
Three
He rolls
step
an
points.
8 with 3 stun points.
I use all 3 of my step points to not hold it upside down.
Sure, I'll give it a go. Just roll that intelligence. That was absolutely disgustingly awful.
I knew that already.
So that's an 8 for Yasha and 11 for Josephine. Is anybody else rolling?
I will.
14 for Naomi. And Carson, is your roll 20 still freaking out?
Not anymore. It seems to be behaving now. I just reloaded it and it seems to be behaving now. So
Oh, good.
I just don't know if I need to attempt this roll though, because I'm just really bad at this. But wait, so we're trying to know about the tomb, but could I argue that a intelligence engineering will let me know how they structured and how they built the cathedrals?
I'm down for that. That makes sense to me. Where would the most important tomb be in a old-timey cathedral like this?
So I rolled a 15 and I got 3 stunt points.
Okay.
So if that's a success, I would like to use that as a stunt to basically know the easiest way to get to there, to basically.
Excellent.
To get into the underground parts of the chapel without necessarily going right through the main lobby.
Excellent. Okay. So with a 14 for Naomi, as you're checking the map, you do see what looks like an area that Flamel circled on the map and wrote in some sort of weird cipheric code that he would like to be buried here someday, if his stone doesn't work. Because he was under the delusion that he was going to live forever. Carson, you know that somebody of Nicholas Flamel's importance would most likely be buried underneath the church itself rather than out in the cemetery. So the easiest way to get into there would probably be entering the church and heading down through the various hallways into the tombs themselves.
So at least gonna have to go inside.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but the question is, how do we go through the main doors, or do we go through, or we try to break through the side wings, which is usually the
Well, we've got to
priests.
see where.
It's usually the priest and the cloistress, where basically the priests and the nuns would live, usually off the sides of the church. So
Yes,
We could climb up and scurry down like spiders from the roof.
no.
I'm just putting it out there, you know.
Everybody
Are there
falls
any
and breaks
windows that
their
we
neck.
could crawl into?
So along the back here is a brilliantly beautiful display of stained glass along this left-hand side of the church. Those windows don't open, but they are still made of glass. So they'll open if you're feeling like you want them to be opened bad enough.
Feeling
Okay,
squirrely,
well-
like we want to kick everything off right now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
There is a regular glass window over here in the bottom right corner of the church. There is a regular glass window over here in the top right corner of the church. And then there's the front door here, and there is a side door around the back on the bottom left corner of the church.
Okay, well, we should.
And there is a bell tower. If you can climb up there, you can crawl into the church via the bell tower.
You know what we should have grabbed that we didn't grab? Something that's quiet. All the things I have to take on nonsense are not quiet.
Oh, I have a hammer. It takes them out very good. Except for the owl was quiet.
Well, if we wanted to go through the back door, we've only got one soldier we got to take care of. If he sees us.
And Naomi does have a big machete, which is also quiet.
Yes, I do.
You have a big hammer and a machete. Those are the two quiet weapons.
Mm-hmm. Now, if we went through the side window that's closest to where I'm standing, we could sneak. It would be easier to sneak in because we can hide behind this crypt here. And then, there you go. Yeah. So we could come around, hide behind the crypt, and when they're not looking, sneak into that window. And then we could avoid killing anyone altogether for now.
There's always the distraction option as well. Make noise in the corner that we are not in.
You want to throw the grenade.
No. No, I don't.
I don't not want to throw the grenade.
So question is window or door?
Miss Violent Violet, if you hit them in the neck, they're quiet. Miss Violent Violet says machete and hammer are quiet weapons. LOL, I suppose mine don't have a quiet mode.
If you're precise enough, they are.
Okay. So you want to try and sneak in through the door or window?
I think a regular window would probably be the best.
I vote side window. Left side window.
Okay. So you need me to make some noise while you get in? Not the
And I could
grenade kind.
probably sneak in without anyone seeing me. I probably could. But is everyone else going to be able to follow without attracting attention? So should we go the distraction mode route?
I'd say no. I'd say we should just go as quiet as possible for right now.
You want to try and be quiet? Okay. I will not distract.
All right, are we heading down the path?
Yep.
Who's leading the way?
So
I'll take point.
Awesome. So Carson, if you want to take point, go ahead and give me a dexterity check.
14.
That's not bad. You seem to have evaded Nazi notice.
I had 4 stunt points. That probably helps me evade Nazi news. So
Yeah, if you want to use any of the infiltration stunts. And Carson, go ahead and put yourself wherever you are heading to. And who's following Carson?
I'll take next.
Which window are we headed to?
I think the plan was this one on the top right.
yes.
Okay.
like heading to hide behind this crypt, and then when they're not looking, Naomi wants to dive into that window.
Okay.
Ah. Perfect. Strong 10. Let's just re-roll that.
And Yasha is allowed to do that because Yasha has a talent that allows Yasha to re-roll stealth checks if they're not happy with the results, but they have to take the second result.
Surprisingly stealthy for a large Russian bear.
Yeah, scouting is the name of the talent, I'm pretty sure.
Yes.
So 13. I knew I was unprepared. I need one more d6. The soldiers don't seem to notice you, Yasha, as you sidle up behind Carson over there.
And there's not really a stunt for it, Alex, but if I could use those 4 stunt points I got to just kind of give a boost to my allies on their stealth, on their checks.
Yeah, I'm happy to give a
Yeah.
+1 to your allies for their stealth.
Actually, with 3 stunt points, you impose a -2 on all rolls to follow. Oh no, okay. So yeah,
That's
there's just a
some-
+1.
Yeah, that's just someone's trying to track us. That's which is what gave me the thought. Hey, I'm supposed to track me.
Who's going after Yasha?
I'll go next.
Okay. 11, you say?
Oh no. I don't like the way you said that at all.
But you do get a +1 bonus for Carson's stunt, which just saves you from getting spotted by a German. Carson, how does that reflect in the scene?
So as Carson snuck over, he picked up some pebbles and stuff, some stones and stuff like that. So just as one of them was looking at that direction, he wings a pebble or stone against one of the trees nearby, and the thwack against the tree distracts him just long enough that he can scurry over without being spotted.
Excellent. And then Josephine.
Okay.
That becomes a 16 with Carson's bonus, so that's a 16 with 4 stunt points if you're interested in any infiltration stunts. Josephine, you successfully get over there behind the crypt.
Cool. Let me have a look.
And then the Germans shuffle one more time after 2 characters do their thing.
Every day was shuffling.
Running around doing the Nazi trot. I need to watch the producers after this. Carson, will you give me a perception seeing test as Josephine comes into position over there, since you're the one on the corner?
Sure.
Or perception hearing, whichever one.
Perception, I have neither of those focuses, so it doesn't matter. I got a 13 on my roll.
No worries. With a 13, as you're sort of looking over, you see the Germans are doing their patrols. They're taking they're taking a move around. This one here at the edge of the driveway looks like he is coming to attention, and you hear some kind of mechanized vehicle coming up this way.
Oh, great.
We're talking about over here?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay. down front of the.
Here comes the big Jeep.
You spin it
Or
around.
truck.
It looks like it is a half track, so it's truck on the front, and it is a sort of, it's almost like a tank on the back, except it's got room for extra soldiers.
Frickin' tank.
And
Sure
it
would be
rides
nice
up
if we
there.
had some grenades about now, huh?
I have several grenades. I don't know what you're talking about. I might make things go boom.
Well, you want to give me crowbar and then you get ready in case you go boom?
You're on mute, Alex.
I was talking to myself, sorry. And Wiki sent me a secret message on Zoom.
Uh-oh. Ninja notes.
Dum dum dum.
Roll a communication persuasion test.
Who are we talking to?
You. I'm asking Wiki to roll a communication
Oh.
persuasion test.
Cool. 17.
Then the answer to your question is definitely yes.
Okay. Cool.
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 Um,
Very cool.
so
That's it. Trust Carson and Josephine with the heavy explosive in case this doesn't work, but I can sneak over to the window and try and pop it open without breaking it. Unless you have a different idea.
well, we might want to wait a second and see what's going on with that vehicle that just arrived, because if they're heading straight for the front doors, they might see you.
No. I'm sneaky bear.
Roll a criminal check. If you do want to wait a second, you do see that an important looking Nazi gets out of the front of this vehicle, dressed in a long black trench coat, pulled down black hat with the skull emblem on the front. He does have the 2 lightning bolts on his sleeve. Carson and Josephine, you definitely recognize him as Max Albrecht. Naomi, he also looks familiar to you, but you don't know his name.
What's he doing? What are
He's
they
making
doing?
his way to the front door. Naomi, you recognize him as the German officer who took your sister.
Flashbacks.
And he disappears inside the church.
Does he have anyone with him?
He didn't enter the church with anyone, but he did have 4 extra soldiers in the back of the truck that are spreading out to take additional guard patrols.
And now we go for the window.
Now we go for the window.
It sounds like the plan is Yasha is going to boost Naomi up into the window.
Probably
Yeah.
if she's so tiny.
And he's
Yep.
so Russian.
Bear cavalry.
You can just throw me up. I'll catch it.
No, Yasha never throw up. Good constitution.
All right, Yasha and Naomi. Then I would like both of you to give me stealth checks. Naomi's so small, I won't have you make a strength check. Yasha, that'd be silly.
No problem. I'm good with that.
Well, it's a 16 for Yasha and a 21 for Naomi, and both of you generate stunt points. If you do want to use any infiltration stunts, they are in the handouts. The way that works, if you haven't used stunts before, there's a number that says SP cost. That's how many points it costs, and you have however many stunt points you have to modify your action. So say you wanted to do something called If you want it to cover your tracks, whether you're evading cops or infiltrating a military base, you impose a -2 on all future rolls to follow your trail. You leave evidence that another character is responsible for your breaking and entering, sort of stuff like that.
Just take the extra stump point on my next test as long as I'm unnoticed.
Yeah, same.
And Naomi, you are in this room. Yasha, you're able to boost her up into there. This appears to be where the confessionals are. There's a couple of cornered off or cordoned off cells. One for the priest, one for the confessioner. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know the correct verb for that.
Penitent.
The penitent. I'm a practicing Catholic. There is also a small altar in here that has a number of anointed oils and things on it. There are a few lit candles in here, but there doesn't appear to be anyone in the room. There's a door out of the room over here.
Okay. I can hear voices on the other side.
You can hear voices on the other side. You hear
Okay.
one very authoritative voice speaking in German, and one sort of quieter, more subdued voice also speaking in German but with a French accent.
Can any of us understand German?
I don't know, Alex. Can we?
That's something I should have thought about before I started the game.
Yeah.
Everybody roll a d6.
Just a single D6.
Yep.
And Rachel, you can do that over on the left-hand side. There's a little bar. And if you hover over, there's one that's like a little arrow, a little paintbrush, and stuff like that. If you hover over the one that looks like a 20-sided die, I'll let you choose a die type to roll.
Okay.
Well, wouldn't you know it? Naomi speaks for German. The rest of you do
I
not.
speak. Okay.
Josephine, I'm going to
Alright,
give you a
sorry.
+1 bonus for this roll because of reasons related to your backstory.
What was that?
Josephine, I'm going to give you a +1 bonus to this roll for reasons related to your backstory, so you also speak German.
Okay, cool.
But Yasha was like, I took French and Russian, so I'm good. And I guess Carson speaks English and French, so yeah, okay.
I probably speak English, French, and Irish.
Yeah. Didn't have time or room in your brain for German.
All right, so I hear talking on the other side of the room and I can understand German. So I'm
Yes.
going up against that door and trying to hear as much as I possibly can.
Excellent. There's very muted. It's kind of hard to hear through the door. It is very old, heavy wood, but you can tell, without rolling anything, you can tell that the man with the authoritative voice sounds annoyed about why this is taking so long. Go ahead and give me a perception test just to see how much you can hear through the door. Okay. 16. Love to see it. So, as you're listening through the door, you can definitely hear Albrecht, the Nazi official, has raised his voice and is now yelling at the bishop. You hear something sort of soft slam into the ground. And Albrecht is saying, the reasons for these delays are unacceptable. We should have found Flamel's tomb by now. What is the meaning of this? And Bishop Pierre mentions that they ran into difficulties within the catacombs. Some of the soldiers did not return. He theorizes that there are resistance agents down there that are attacking the men, but he hasn't heard anything but sporadic gunfire here and there. He does believe that Flamel's tomb is nearby in the catacombs, but they haven't been successful in locating it or the stone.
Do we have any idea of what could be down there? I mean, I would probably have some knowledge, right?
Yeah, as far as you know, there's no resistance activity in this part of the city. At least no regular
Okay.
resistance activity.
Okay.
You guys are the resistance activity today.
Yeah.
And as far as you know, you haven't gone down there and shot any Nazis yet.
No.
Yeah, being the
Okay.
key word.
So what are we doing to get everyone else in the building?
I'll look at Carson, cradle my hands together, and offer him a step up if he wants to go in.
Alley-oop.
Give me a stealth check, Carson.
Oh, man.
Wiki's about to do something fucky.
I don't know
no.
what you're talking
no.
about.
Oh, no.
Oh dear.
So I got an 8 on my roll?
You sure did. Let's see if Hans or Franz notices.
I would like to spend a hero point.
Wrong system. That's an important question, Wiki.
Mm-hmm.
Well, one thing happens, Jonesy, as Carson is going up and over into the window. Hans and Franz over here look, and they say, "Hey, you, stop!" And you go in the window, leaving Yasha holding the bag. And Yasha, they turn their flashlights and the submachine guns on you, and I would like everybody to roll for initiative.
Doesn't necessarily have to be initiative.
We need to click on our tokens.
Yes, please click on your token first.
Oh, wait, that's not no, not J for Jonesy.
No, not J for Jonesy. Wow, why couldn't they have rolled that on their spot check?
Where are you? Where are you? There you are.
Dexterity.
Jesus.
Awesome. And then Naomi, you got an 11, it looks like?
Yes.
Okay. And just so you know, next time it happens, if you click on your token and then roll it, it'll add it to the little turn order for me automatically.
Which token? What's it? What?
Your guide here, the N with the orange dot on it.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
That's you. That's you, and as far as the game's concerned.
Okay.
Albrecht needs a turn.
Does he? I don't think he does.
I think so.
We could,
Right. He sucks,
I think we should
though.
put it to. We can put it to a vote.
I mean, he rolled 3 1s. I don't know if that counts as a turn.
Oh, if he rolled 3 1s. That means he obviously misses this turn and the next round because it's a critical failure.
Is that how that works?
Math checks out. Yeah.
I haven't run Modern Age before, but that doesn't sound right to me.
I've never played before, but it sounds great to me.
All right, so our initiatives are rolled. We have Josephine on 18, Carson on 12. No, yeah, Carson and Yasha on 12, Naomi on 11, Albrecht on 10, and the Germans on 7. So Josephine, what would you like to do?
I'm assuming I'm witnessing this
Yes, definitely.
clusterfuck. I will step out from behind the building and say in a very annoyed voice with nearly perfect German, "Please put your guns down. I'd prefer if you didn't shoot my bodyguard while he's trying to take a piss."
You're taking the piss right now. Give me a communication deception check.
How about just communication? I've got deception. I have
Communication's
persuasion.
fine. No, this is a lie.
Yeah.
I don't think Yasha was peeing while he was pushing Carson into the hole.
No,
Really?
it's fine.
Weirdly
We're
enough,
fine.
that was my plan.
Oh, fine. We're fine here.
Focusing.
You got an 11. I got
Rock.
I got a 10. So Hans and Franz sort of look at each other. They look at you, and they spy the SS armband on your arm, and they say, "What?
I sigh and pull out my papers.
Why is he pushing Guy into a church, though?"
Have you been drinking?
No, didn't you see him?
See my bodyguard?
No, the handsome guy with the red hair.
I ask again, have you been drinking?
You have thoroughly confused these two. Are you inviting them to step closer to check your papers?
Yeah.
Okay. They will think about doing that on their turn. Yasha.
Let's help the story. Try and since I've got my very large coat and they don't have a great view of me. Let's help the lie, and I may not be taking a piss, but we'll give him a quick flash as I turn and face him, and then quickly go to fix myself and just give him a sheepish grin and shrug my shoulders.
I think this is the first game where anybody's pulled out their penis to distract the bad guys.
Oh, I'm happy with that. I have talents that let me do that, weirdly enough.
Give me a communication deception check.
Sure.
Bunch of liars.
13. And if they fail this, they can't use stunts until the end of my next turn.
Are you happy with the 13?
Do I have hero points?
No,
Is there
but you
anything you
have
can
no,
do
but you
about
have a talent that lets you take the second roll if you want it.
Not for deception, just for stealth.
Oh, I thought you had one for deception. I thought you had misdirection.
I do have misdirection. That's what makes them so they can't do stunts. It doesn't give me a reroll.
Okay.
But I do have a stunt point from my previous. I don't know that there's anything I can use that on.
They won. They won the opposed check. So they look at you. They get real mad that you flash them. I don't know what they're going to do, but we'll find out what they're going to do on their turn.
Oh, hey, wait. I don't think he would have known to do that. Because that was all in German.
That was in German.
Fair.
Well, have we've worked together in the past, right?
Yes, you have.
Is this a new trick that Josephine's doing, or is this something we thought?
Yeah, this is not a secret that she would have pulled out unless absolutely necessary.
Okay.
When in doubt, Yasha likes to pull it out,
I mean, times.
That feels in character.
That really does.
All right, we'll see what they do on their turn. Do you want to take a move action, Yasha, or are you happy hanging out there?
Oh, no, I'm fine. I'm not going to leave Josephine hanging. I mean, I was left hanging, but that's completely different.
Everyone's fired.
You did this to yourself.
Carson, what would you like to do?
So I realize I'm in the confessional area.
Yes.
Yep.
And Naomi's pressed up against the door, listening into the conversation in the other room.
Is there any chance